Okay, so I did mention, like, in my previous video, my kaiju video, I did have a Spy Family review of the movie. I watched it a few days ago, like opening night, but I just didn't have a chance to actually make a review just because I got busy with some other stuff or whatever the case is. But I'm here now, late review for Spy Family. Should you watch it? I just want to give you my quick thoughts on Spy Family, because being such a big fan of Spy Family, even before the anime actually came out, I knew the series was actually going to be really popular, solely due to the fact that, like, it's really wholesome. Like, I get some people do not like this show, mostly because nothing really happens. There's not too much action. There is, but I don't think that's the entire point of the series, because the entire point of the series is essentially just family, and just like this fake family, how Lloyd and Yor have this facade of husband and then wife, and Anya being the adoptive daughter, and Bond being the adoptive dog, who is actually who can actually see into the future. Anya is a telepath, Lloyd is a super spy, and Yor is a super assassin. Essentially, this weird bundle of characters kind of reminds me of Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt. Like, it's in like an early 2000s movie. I haven't actually seen it, if I'm gonna be honest. I just know it kind of reminds me of that. But I really do love the aspect of how, like, Spy Family essentially focus on the theme of family, all these strangers trying to be a family all together. And in this movie, it kind of emphasizes that. And when I watch it with my friends, they liked it. My brother kind of found it a little bit boring, though, because he's like, yeah, I see why this series isn't really for me, because not too much happens. And I don't blame him. He's more of a shonen guy. He's more of a JJK guy. He likes stuff where, like, action battles and stuff like that. Spy Family, for me, typically is one of those series that, like, you really have to delve into it. It's kind of like watching romance anime. It's not really for everyone. Like, if you don't like this development or slow development, you're really not gonna get into the series. Because me personally, I love watching slice of life romance anime. So, like, Spy Family is literally up there. It's just really cool, and I like the designs of the characters. That being said, I'm gonna start on my actual review. So, Cold White, honestly, as a film itself, it's not bad, but it's not the best film. And for what it is, it's pretty good for a Spy Family film, if I'm gonna be honest. Now, I did have my own mixed thoughts on it after sitting on it for like a few days. I actually do like the direction of the film that it went, because essentially it kind of focuses on Anya, Lloyd, and you're taking a family vacation to a different spot to learn how to make mere mere, which is apparently some dish. I believe it's French. I don't know what that is. It's an actual food. I've never really heard of it before, but yeah, Anya's trying to learn what mere mere is thanks to Lloyd, and then they get involved in some weird conspiracy between both nations of the East and the West, trying to conspire, trying to start a war, a resurgence conflict between them, and it takes the efforts of Lloyd, Anya, and Yor to stop the bad guys from ruining the day. And there's this whole tidbit in the film where Anya tries to go to the bathroom. It's really dumb, but it's absolutely funny. It's comedic gold, and I love the way the animation style kind of fluctuates when Anya does certain things and when Lloyd does certain things, and then when Yor does certain things. In like her fight sequence, you can see that they put a lot of emphasis in the fighting. When it came to Yor's section of it, one of my favorite things about the film was the fact that Yor was actually further developing her own feelings for Lloyd, questioning, am I actually liking this guy? At one point in the film, like, there's this whole plot thread where she asks her co-workers, hey, how do you know if your man is cheating on you? Blah blah blah, this. She catches Lloyd kissing Fiona, and this, like, freaks her out, and she's just kind of troubled, saying, damn, is he actually cheating on me? Did I do something wrong? Do I really like him? But you know how Yor is. She can't really confront her feelings, so she has to get drunk. And it makes this whole, like, entertainment part, like, for the first act of the film, of her just trying to figure out if Lloyd is actually cheating on her, even though they're actually not together. They're doing this facade, and Fiona being obsessed with Lloyd. I really like that part. Now, the whole Anya aspect of the film, where she's basically the main character throughout the series, throughout the film, and Lloyd and Yor somehow did not notice her antics, was pretty fun. I really love when Anya, like, does, like, crazy stuff like this, and it's pretty funny. The fact that she was intimidating the general about, oh, hey, yeah, I ate your chocolate chip that had all the plans, basically like a micro device that had, like, plans on how to destroy both countries, blah blah blah. It is a pretty good film. Not like yours fighting sequence wasn't too bad. I actually did enjoy. Now when people say they want fighting in Spy Family, they want stuff like that where Yor is doing her actual assassin stuff, where Lloyd is actually infiltrating. They don't really want this whole wholesomeness, whole cuteness, whatever the case is. But me personally, I do love the fluctuation. I really love the contrast and dynamic where it goes from like super serious to like super wholesome. Now having it like too super wholesome at the same time can kind of get boring and repetitive, so I can see why some people would be turned off by the movie. But if you're a really big fan of the series and you want something just to kick back and relax, like if you have like a hard day at work and you want to go watch this film, I honestly do recommend it because it's a film that's pretty enjoyable. I'm not gonna say it's bad at all. For me, maybe I had my hopes up a little bit too high, but I actually did enjoy it. For that reason, I give it a 7 out of 10. Action was pretty good. The jokes were pretty funny, and like the characters, I mean, I don't know what too many people expected out of this film. If they were hoping for like a reveal, Lloyd finds out Yor's identity, blah blah blah, this, they all find out each other's identity. I don't think I want to spoil too much in the manga, if I'm gonna be honest, because the manga does its own thing. And I believe there was an interview held to see if this movie was actually canon to the anime, and you could see that it potentially could be canon, but at the same time it's not. It's kind of hit or miss whether it's canon, but I feel like this film itself could fit into the canon of the anime slash manga series. But regardless, I think it was a pretty enjoyable film. I won't say it's the greatest film, anime film. I think the Bunny Girl film that I watched like a few weeks ago kind of negs this film, but overall I still think it's a pretty solid film. But what are your guys' thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? But yeah, I do love the animation. Music was really good. Animation always is pretty good with Spy Family because it's made by Wit and I forget what, and Cloverworks. Yeah, those two together, man, they make such a great anime, and overall the film is pretty fun, so go watch it if you haven't done so. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about the film. So yeah.